G'day, it's Fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website and YouTube channel, Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now, I've just published an article on my website. Fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling celebrates 3 years on the run. Yes, it's 3 years since the New South Wales Supreme Court issued an arrest warrant for me to serve 10 months jail on the instructions of Kerry Stokes Channel 7 and their parent company, 7 West Media. Now, I'll read you out the whole article. It's not an extremely long article, and it tells the story, not only of what's happened in the past, but where I'm at and what's happened in the last 12 months and what I intend on doing in the near future to try and escalate the matter as much as possible, to try and have it resolved one way or another. Now, the article starts off, Justice Kelly Reeves issued an arrest warrant 3 years ago for journalist Shane Dowling, which is me, to serve 10 months jail for contempt of court on the instructions of Kerry Stokes Channel 7 and its parent company, 7 West Media. The arrest warrant was issued at the Supreme Court of New South Wales on the 3rd of September 2021. Within 2 days of the arrest warrant being issued, I published an article and then a video, in effect saying, bring it on if they want, and I'll fight extradition from Queensland, where I've been living since November 2019. Since last year's article celebrating 2 years on the run, there have been a few developments. But firstly, the background for people who are new to the issue. I wrote in last year's article celebrating 2 years on the run. Brief overview of the background to being a fugitive in Australia. The 5th of September 2021 article titled Arrest Warrant Issued for Queensland Journalist Shane Dowling by the New South Wales Supreme Court on behalf of Kerry Stokes 7 Network and 7 West Media. With the background information starts off, journalist Shane Dowling, me, has been sentenced to 10 months jail by Justice Kelly Reeves of the New South Wales Supreme Court on the instructions of Kerry Stokes 7 Network and its parent company, 7 West Media. This is the third time Kerry Stokes 7 have had journalist Shane Dowling charged with contempt. First time backfired badly, and Stokes and 7 have a lot to answer for. But when an old media company is having new media journalists jailed, all media should be asking some serious questions. They have issued an arrest warrant. As I live in Queensland, and Justice Reeves and other judges refused to transfer the matter to Queensland, even though I made several applications to have it transferred so I could go to court. They transferred the Capilano Honey v. Simon Mulvaney defamation matter from Sydney to Melbourne in 2017, so they could have transferred this matter to Queensland. This makes me a fugitive in my own country. I'm currently free in Queensland, where I originate from and where I've lived since November 2019. And if I am arrested, I intend on fighting the extradition to New South Wales on numerous legal grounds. Kerry Stokes 7 West Media and the 7 Network. The contempt of court was a private prosecution by Kerry Stokes controlled 7 West Media and 7 Network, who have stalked me with multiple SLAPP lawsuits since 2014 for exposing Kerry Stokes and 7's corruption. Ironically, Stokes' right-hand man, Bruce McWilliam, lied to a journalist and said 7 had nothing to do with the court case, which is something that would also be raised at any extradition hearing. The 7 Network, its parent company, 7 West Media, major shareholder Kerry Stokes, are the same companies and person who have in recent times spent millions paying for Ben Robert-Smith failed defamation case to try and hide Robert-Smith's war crimes. In the cases against me, Kerry Stokes was using 7's money in 3 SLAPP lawsuits to try and hide his and 7's crimes, which I'd been reporting on for years. Stokes also used Capilano Honey's money, where he was a major shareholder and still a shareholder, to try and silence my reporting as well. On the 15th of May 2022, I published an article titled Fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling talks about being on the run in Australia, dropping to number 39 on the World Press Freedom Index. On the 23rd of February 2023, I published an article titled How Queensland's Human Rights Act Protects Fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from being extradited to New South Wales, which lays out the key elements and starts off. On the 3rd of September 2021, the New South Wales Supreme Court sentenced Shane Dowling, me, to 10 months jail for contempt of court and issued an arrest warrant. But the Queensland Human Rights Act gives the right to a fair hearing to every Queenslander, which I say was breached. It's right that will be tested in court if I'm arrested, but the right to a fair hearing guaranteed by the Human Rights Act is something every Australian should have, which they currently don't. Human rights is an issue that should be on the federal government's agenda, given the continual prosecution of whistleblowers like David McBride and Richard Boyle and others. Australia does not have a Human Rights Act, but Queensland and the ACT do. People living in other states in the Northern Territory should be asking why people living in Queensland and the ACT have more human rights than they do. The problem the New South Wales government have is the 2021 trial in the New South Wales Supreme Court breached the Queensland Human Rights Act, which protects my rights to a fair trial. And if the New South Wales government did try to arrest me and then extradite me to New South Wales, they'd be in breach of the Queensland Human Rights Act for a second time. The New South Wales government would have to instruct lawyers and barristers to lie, deceive, like no tomorrow, to have any chance. But even then, it would be futile. Unless the New South Wales government could convince a Queensland magistrate, 3 appeals judges of the Queensland Supreme Court, possibly the High Court of Australia judges, police and the Queensland Human Rights Commission to all breach the Queensland Human Rights Act and conspire with the New South Wales government to stitch me up for 10 months jail. That won't happen, especially given the whole situation would play out on the Kangaroo Court of Australia media and social media. Since the arrest warrant was issued on the 3rd of September 2021, I've continued to work as an independent journalist, publishing articles on the Kangaroo Court of Australia website and videos on the YouTube channel, and promote them via Twitter and Threads accounts. At the beginning of the videos on the YouTube channel, I start off introducing myself as fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website and YouTube channel Kangaroo Court of Australia. And I have articles pinned to the top of my website and social media accounts reporting the arrest warrant. So I've not been hiding from the fact that there's an outstanding arrest warrant for me in New South Wales. And at this point, no one has tried to arrest me or even contacted me about the issue. But as I also said in the 23rd of February 2023 article titled How Queensland's Human Rights Act protects fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from being extradited to New South Wales, but running an argument at an extradition hearing that my human rights under the Queensland Human Rights Act have been breached would put the New South Wales government, New South Wales Supreme Court, Justice Kelly Reeves, and others on trial for breaching the Queensland Human Rights Act. That is a gauntlet none of them would ever want to run. The major reason I've not been arrested, I have no doubt, is that I'm not a threat to anyone, and no one in the New South Wales government wants to sign off on a request to the Queensland Police asking that they arrest me as a matter of urgency. Latest developments, the wheels of justice turn slowly. Since last year's article, 2023, I wrote to the New South Wales Premier Chris Minns and the New South Wales Attorney General Michael Daly, asking them to quash the arrest warrant issued against me on the 3rd of September 2021 to serve 10 months jail in New South Wales for contempt of court. New South Wales Attorney General Michael Daly responded and said there was nothing they could do and to make a complaint to the New South Wales Independent Commission Against Corruption. On the 8th of March 2024, I wrote to the New South Wales ICAC, made a formal complaint regarding judicial corruption in New South Wales relevant to my matter. On Tuesday, the 14th of May 2024, the New South Wales ICAC sent me a Dear John letter, literally 5 minutes after whistleblower David McBride was sentenced, saying they won't do anything. I published the below video the next day, 15th of May 2024, titled Fun Fact, New South Wales ICAC sent Shane Dowling a Dear John letter 5 minutes after David McBride's jailing. And you can go to that article I've just published and you can watch that video. And I'll put a link to the article below this video on YouTube. And the article goes on to say, people with a lot to hide often fear going to court. That probably also helps to explain, at least partly, why I've not been arrested. At any extradition hearing, first people I would try to subpoena would be Kerry Stokes and Ryan Stokes, given they control Seven. In December 2023, Kerry Stokes agreed to pay over $16 million to Nine Entertainment for the Ben Robert Smith defamation case to avoid handing over incriminating emails and messages. I suspect Kerry Stokes wouldn't be keen for an extradition hearing, especially if he had to give evidence and explain himself. This issue won't go away and I won't be silenced. New South Wales government needs to put up or shut up. By that I mean either arrest me and let's battle it out in the courts, or quash the vexatious conviction and sentence. Over the next few months, I'll start trying to put more pressure on the New South Wales government to take action by getting out and about, doing more videos on the arrest warrant and setting up a new online T-shirt shop with slogans focused on the situation. I'm looking down the barrel of 10 months jail, but the New South Wales government, New South Wales judiciary, and Kerry Stokes, 7 West Media and Channel 7 are looking down the barrel of public humiliation in the courts. I think at least Kerry Stokes and 7 might have had enough of public humiliation in recent times with Ben Robert Smith, Bruce Lemon and other scandals. So people stay tuned for the next developments. I'm sure there'll be some eventually. I'm not going to sit around my whole life having an arrest warrant sitting over my head or hanging over my head. At the end of the day, I have no regrets taking a stand against Kerry Stokes and his SLAPP lawsuits, 4 of them. I think ultimately led to defamation law was changing, at least to some degree. He'd started his SLAPP lawsuit since 2014 and go back a couple of years. The defamation law was changed. I used to write about him abusing the law, rocking up to court ex parte, which means he'd go to court without my knowledge, get suppression orders, non-publication orders, in 2 cases, super injunctions, where I couldn't even tell people there were a court case. Well, you can't do that now. Well, you could if you get a dodgy judge, but the dodgy judge would be in a hell of a lot of trouble. Nowadays, you've got to send a concerns notice to the other party. And if you haven't got a concerns notice when you file your application, well, you can't file your application. And I have no doubt that's changed because of Kerry Stokes abusing defamation laws like there was no tomorrow in New South Wales and probably other places. Because I took a stand that helped to expose it. Anyhow, like I said, stay tuned. I'm sure there'll be some give or some action sometime in the near future in relation to the arrest warrant. In Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media, I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. So please support my Patreon account or PayPal account. And I currently have 460 patrons donating $2,444 a month. And you can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. It all helps out in a big way. And the link for the Patreon account and PayPal account will be below this video on YouTube and also my website. And please hit the like and subscribe button. Please share this video on social media. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.